Hello, hello, and welcome to the Notary Life with Kimmi Podcast. I am also one of the trainers with Notary Educators, which includes myself, Kimberly Nunnally, Angela Johnson, and Alexis Franklin. We each own our own very successful notary businesses and teach notaries in all 50 states to be great and grow their own business. We will discuss general notary work, apostilles, ink fingerprinting, and the duties of a notary signing agent, and much, much more. For all of your notary needs, please visit notaryeducatorsllc.com. We hope you enjoy the show, and we wish you much success. Hello, and welcome to Notary Life with Kimmi and the Notary Educators. What's going on, people? Will everybody introduce themselves? We can start with Alexis.
Hey, everybody. It's Alexis with Alexis Notary Services. Hello. I hope you all had a great weekend and going into this next week.
Hi, this is Angela with AJ Mobile Notary. We are so happy to be here tonight to be with you guys again, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful start of your week.
Hey guys, it's Kimmi, and I am here too. Also part of the Notary Educators training team, and welcome to my channel. So anyway, we are here to talk about the startup cost for being a new notary. That's a frequently asked question. What's actually required? What do you actually need? We'll also give you guys a little heads up about what we've been up to. Hey, Lisa. How's it going? Yeah, we'll give you a little insight into what's been going on in Notary Educators, why we've been kind of MIA. We've been running a couple mentor programs, and they're just going amazing. So we'll give you a little more insight into that. But let's get into topic. And welcome to those who will watch the replay and those who will listen to the podcast. Okay. So let's see. Angela, you want to take the first one?
Sure. I didn't bring it up. Hold on a second. Sorry, y'all.
Okay. You want Alexis to go first?
Yeah, Alexis go first.
All right. We had about 5 to 6 tips for you. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome. All right. So when you are first starting your notary business, the very, very first thing you will need is your notary commission with your state, or more specifically, your county. So that is the very first thing. That is what says, hey, I'm a notary. I am with the state. I'm an actual notary. I did whatever my state's requirements are in order to uphold this title. So that is the very, very first thing you will need. You will have to apply. Every county is different as far as what they expect. So some you just go and take the oath and you're a notary public. Some you have to actually take a test. So you have to kind of do a little research in that area as far as what you'll need. But you will have to apply and pay. So every state is different. Every county specifically is different as well as far as how much it is to get your notary certificate or your notary commission. And usually, sometimes a background check as well. So depending on those requirements, again, a background check may be needed. And that's not to get confused with like your background check for loan signing. But yes, you will need a background check as well for some.
In some states require that. And as Alexis was saying, some states require you to, the application process may be a little bit different. So for those of you who may be brand new to notary and you may not know that I have a book for each state that'll take you right to your links and everything. Start your notary business. This one happens to be for the state of Florida, but there is one for each and every state. So if you're in Alabama, you're not sure how to start your business, or you have a business and don't know how to grow it, the book is actually good for that too. So that's step number 1, is to make sure you apply for your commission in your state. In your state, you have to be commissioned. Okay. Number 2. Oh, just another little tip on that. You don't have to go through the NNA to receive your notary commission. A lot of people do. They do charge a little bit extra if you go through them. The process may be a little streamlined over there. Actually, for some people, you just click. But if you put a little bit of legwork into it, you probably can save about $50 to $75 doing it yourself. Okay. Angela at one time was helping people to get your notary commission. If that's something you were interested in, you might check with her and see if she can help you. She will take you step by step to get that accomplished. Okay. That would be kind of like a one-on-one with her to get that scheduled. Okay. Alexis, do you offer that service too? We hadn't talked about that. I don't typically do those. Angela does more than I do.
Yeah, if anybody needed assistance, I would definitely assist. But I know Angela did it in the past.
So cool. So Alexis or Angela will be available to assist you step by step if that's what you would like. And that would be more like a one-on-one session, okay? To help you get started. And number 2, Angela, are you ready for supplies?
I am. Notary supplies. So once you go through the steps that Alexis mentioned and get your commission, you'll need your notary supplies. So what that would include is your notary stamp or seal. And so you could get that either through Amazon, the NNA, Office Depot, Staples. There's a variety of different places that you can get that from. You will need to have your notary journal, because even though some states it's not required, it's highly recommended, because if you have to come back, to review something, you will be able to go back to your notary journal. So make sure you get your notary journal along with your stamp. Also, pens, black and blue pens, because you'll need that, of course. Most of the times your client won't have pens, or if you're working with loan signing, they may require certain color pens. So you want to make sure you have that. You want to make sure you have a way of giving them a receipt. So your receipt, either some people, in my case, they like the receipt if they are paying via card. They like to send it to their email or their text, but you also want to have a handwritten receipt. I think Kim gives receipts for everybody that she does business with, but just make sure you have some form of receipt where you can give your customer a receipt. And along with that, you want to make sure that, we said make sure, but it's optional to actually have your embosser and seals. Some people will ask for that. And so if they ask for that and you don't have it, then you can lose business. But if you have that, then you get business. If some people will call, they'll say, do you have the embosser? So that's something that you don't need, but get your essential supplies first. And then if you can't afford it at the moment, wait till you start making money to get your embosser in your seal. Then you also want to have extra notarization forms, like your acknowledgments and your jurats. You want to make sure you have extra copies, because some people that come to you for notarizations, they may have written out something. They may have a document that does not have the notary block on it. And so you'll need to make sure you have that either by paper certificates or stamps. So you'll be able to make sure that you be able to complete the notarization having that. So those are your basic supplies that you need.
And along with those supplies, we're going to add a couple more things too. So you can also purchase your supplies at Amazon. I do have a link at notaryeducatorsllc.com. You can look under notary supplies and it'll take you right to the recommended list. Full disclosure, I am an affiliate of them, but they tend to be cheaper anyway. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't add any more to your bottom line, but we appreciate you if you support it. Okay. Also, along with supplies,
I want to add one thing. And also with the supplies, with the journals, we have 2 that you can go on the website to get, either your notary journal or your specialty notary journal. You can also go to Notary Educators and click on the link to get it from Amazon.
Yes, that's under the supply list too. Good looking out, Angela. And then also, guys, under notary supplies, we're going to put training. You need to know what to do. Mm-hmm. Some states will tell you a little something. They really will. But for the majority of you, there is no training, and you get your commission, you buy your supplies, and then you're afraid. We don't want you to be afraid. We want you to give you the confidence that you need in order to complete an acknowledgement, to complete a jurat. If you still don't know the difference, don't go in a Facebook group asking, how do I notarize something? Let us train you properly. So we have the self-paced courses. We have some live training going on this month. So just check notaryeducatorsllc.com for all of the dates that are out there. And then we also have 2 mentor programs going on. If you haven't heard, I'll tell you about the first one, and then I'll let Angela and Alexis tell you about the second one. The first one, though, is going to be for our newer notaries that still need a lot of additional training, don't know what to do. Can you put the link in there? Put notary educators in there in the description. I mean, in the chat, Alexis, please.
Yes, the link to the website, right?
Yes, and then you can go, and it's NIS. You can go straight to the website and click supplies. It'll take you right to everything on Amazon. So yeah, but so that it's called the Notary Business Coaching Success Program, and it has been going amazing. What happens with that program? You have access to all of my training courses, basic notarization courses, how to add fingerprinting, how to add all these different additional services that we speak about. And you also get coaching once per week. We have live training sessions / coaching, and then a group chat that is private also. So it's been going really well. We started in July, so it's not too late for you to join. There are replays available. I'm constantly uploading information. I'm taking videos from the YouTube channel and kind of making libraries for everything so you don't have to go looking for it. So it's really nice. And there's also tip sheets there that you can print and take with you. So if you've not checked it out, all of that I just mentioned is only $39.99 per month. It's really nice. So check it out. And again, that's called the Notary Business Success Coaching Program. And then I'll let Angela and Alexis start with our other mentor program for a little bit more seasoned, or those that have their commission and just need a little extra to get that business off the ground. The reviews on both of them have been amazing, guys. They really have.
I wanted to add to what you said about the business coaching, and I'll let Alexis do the other one if that's okay. Sure. So the business coaching is amazing because, like Kim mentioned, it's for the newer notaries. But it's a lot of times when you take the notary training, you still need guidance to start your business, to coaching us what direction to go and what you need to do. So that's the purpose of the business coaching. Like she said, for newer notaries, once you've taken the different trainings, then you still have someone to guide you on to building your notary business.
Yeah, and that's where our other mentor program comes into play. So if you have like your foundations down and you're ready for that next step, you're ready to hit the ground like with marketing, and you need some, camaraderie as far as getting together and sharing ideas with other notaries, tips and tricks about everything under the sun when it comes to all the different services we can offer. That's where our other mentorship program comes into play. A little more seasoned notary, not your, basic beginner, so to speak. We do offer as well weekly meetings. So, pick a day of the week. They all are recorded and available for replay. So for whatever reason, if you can't make it, you can go back at your own time and sign up and watch it. And also with that, any of the ones that we've done in the past, as soon as you become a member of our mentorship program, you have access to all of them. So you can catch up on everything and get ready for whatever meeting is upcoming, so that you'll be full speed and caught up to what everyone else is doing. And so far, we went over like Google Business, marketing, tips and tricks for loan signing. So a whole array of topics that we've discussed. And each week will be a new topic. And then we'll
Canva.
Canva.
Chat GPT. Anything you need to make your business grow. And a lot of this session, I didn't mean to cut you off, Alexis.
No, okay. I forgot about it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And I was just wanted to add those. And then whatever, a lot of times the next sessions for both mentorship programs are based on what the overall group needs. So we'll see, what is it that you need in your business? And then we'll discuss it and we'll try to write the curriculum around that. So it's been going very well. I'm sorry. What else would you like to add about that, Alexis?
Oh, no, that was it. I was going to say something else, but I completely forgot.
I have something to add. And with the advanced mentorship, the good thing about that is that if you have a loan signing or a notary and you need assistance and you don't understand something, we have, a real-time assistance. You put it in the chat. If we give you the answer, if we feel that we need to actually talk to you, then we will immediately call you to make sure that you get that document correct, make sure your signing goes not only easy, but it completely and perfect. So we are there like in real time to help you with anything that you have to make sure the job gets done.
Yes, yes. So so I will take number 3. So let's recap since we had a little break in there. Number 1 was to make sure you have your notary commission from your state. Number 2 is to get your supplies. Again, you can do that at notaryeducatorsllc.com. Click the supply list there. Also, number 3 is have your insurance in place. You will always hear me say, do not drive a car without car insurance. Most of you don't, right? For the people in the back, you don't drive a car without car insurance. So don't stamp a document without having notary insurance, okay? Let's talk about the difference between the insurance right quick. So the notary insurance is called errors and omission insurance, and it's just that if you forget to do something, you omitted to do something, you forgot, not on purpose, but and it was just an accident. That's what insurance is for. You're covered if you're a notary or a notary signing agent. That insurance covers that, right? It also covers if you actually do make a mistake. So say you wrote the wrong date on a document. That could affect something too. So for example, you write today is 8/5, you write 8/7. Well, that's a problem. Could that stop the loan from going through? Yep, it could. So they may want to come back on you and your insurance for that, right? The chances of that happening are very, very, very slim. However, I just want you to know that it can, that's why you have insurance. There's one other thing that you may need to know about, which is a bond, okay? All states do not require a bond. So that's going to be state specific. The bond does not protect you as the notary. The bond protects the client. So your next step, number 3, would be making sure you have your proper insurance in place and also a bond if required by your state, okay? Number 4.
All right, number 4. We have
one more. Let's go back just a little bit with the insurance. It does not cover you as a notary signing agent if you forgot to drop off the documents at UPS or FedEx. It does not cover you if you accidentally step on the cat's tail, is my favorite, or you run into their mailbox. Okay, you're not covered in those instances. That's when you want to think about maybe general liability, general professional insurance, or something like that. So just a FYI, okay? Recommendations for insurance, because we usually get that question too. I get all my insurance through the NNA, National Notary Association, for those of you who may be brand new, National Notary Association. And welcome to everybody that's joining us. I'm going to clear my throat, and we'll have Alexis do number 4, please.
All right. So next is to start your notary businesses, you will need some form of marketing and advertising. So we have this business now. So how do we get it out to people? So just a few things that we always suggest. You want your website, you want a Google page, you want some business cards. So first and foremost, I will always say is try to get that Google business page sorted out first. A lot of people are having difficulties and it takes a little time. So go ahead and as soon as you're ready, go ahead and set up the page. It does not mean it's going to be active ASAP, but don't be, nervous. Some people say, "Oh, I'm not ready yet." Go ahead and start it because sometimes it takes a while to get it going. And then with that, you do want to have some type of website. Websites and Google pages go hand in hand. Remember that search engine optimization. You want your name out there. So when someone types in notary, mobile notary, notary near me, whatever the case may be, or even they may type in the document that they have, the name of the document, you want your page to come up, your website or your Google business page. You want to populate. And also you want some business cards. So yeah, your online presence is important, but you also want to be ready for any type of physical interactions that you have. Like if you're out and about and, you run into somebody, you're talking it up, chatting it up, you want to be able to say, "Hey, here's my business card." And in the beginning, that Google page may not be your main source of calls because you have to build it up. So you want to make sure that you're hitting the ground running still with something and making sure you're getting out there and passing out your flyers, business cards, etc. And also, if you want to, you can do some online advertisement. We want you to spend as little money as possible, but sometimes, it takes money to make money. Sometimes you can start with little. That's what I did. So with like Google advertisements any type of advertisements from the different spaces. I think Yelp was someone that someone said they had good reviews with, Thumbtack, etc. Things like that, where you have to kind of pay a little bit in order to get some leads. So you may have to. That's not a must. I didn't spend a lot to get started. I kind of just built it up over time. But you will. That is very important to have a strategic way as far as your marketing and advertisement. And don't forget social media, Facebook, Instagram, those type of platforms where you can get your name out there again, even if it's with your clients or with other notaries, because both can lead to you having clients. So that's it for marketing advertisement.
Okay. And again, I don't want you marketing, guys. We do not want you marketing and you don't know what to do. I get this question a lot. People put the cart before the horse. What does that mean? The cart goes behind the horse. The horse pulls the cart, right? Typically when you watch an old Western or something. So don't go out advertising and you don't know what to do. What most people do is they get their commission, they get their supplies, they start advertising immediately because they're all excited. Right now I have people in the mentor programs and they are so excited to get started, but they're just not ready yet. So it's hard, and I know, because especially when you're so excited and you want this thing to pop off and you're ready to get going, but please don't start doing any notarizations or even attempting to, and you really don't know what you're doing. It will cost you in the long run. Mm-hmm. So I know you're excited. I got somebody right now, they're so pumped up, and I'm pumped up for them. I feel their excitement, but it's like, no, please pump the brakes. We got to get you trained and ready to go. Can you imagine someone, their whole life they want to be a doctor, right? Their whole life they want to be a doctor. And they're like, you know what? I'm just going to go and do it. What? No, you got to get trained. It takes years. Now, it's not going to take you years to be a notary, but the point is, I know the desire is there. I know you want to, but if you're not ready, don't do it. Okay. Don't just start marketing and then go to Facebook for help. I see that a lot too. Hey, I just started. This is my first one. Can you tell me what to put here? And it's something as simple as write your name.
Right.
Sign the document. Stamp the document, So just please believe us when we tell you. We want you to be successful. And again, you hear us say it all the time. We're in the slow cooked meals around here. So it's going to happen, but it's not going to take you 2 years. But don't just go get the commission because the state said you can and start marketing. Okay, Angela, what is our next number 5?
Transportation expenses. And so this is very important that you know how to have your transportation expenses built into your notary, what you're going to charge the client. We're offering mobile notary services. Remember that. So you have to factor in the cost for those services related to transportation. You have to use your gas, and how much gas you use is going to depend on the distance you drive. And sometimes some people have a set distance as how far they will go. Some people maybe say, well, I'm not going more than 10 miles or 20 miles. I've gone 40 or 50 miles. So even from 10 miles to 50 miles or however, you want to make sure that those transportation costs are factored into what you're going to charge the client. And in saying that, I'm going to backtrack to this is where notary training comes in, because you also need to know, does your state allow you to factor that in? And so those are some of the things that come along with training. And so we have to remember we have vehicle maintenance. So when you're driving your car to all over these places, you're going to have to get oil changes. If your car breaks, you're going to have to get it fixed. All that is factored into transportation expenses. And as Kim mentioned, with the notary insurance, you have to have car insurance in order to drive your car. So in order to be a mobile notary, you have to have a car most of the time, unless you're in a city that has good transportation. But you also have to factor in the fact that I have to have insurance on my car in order to do this business. And so these costs are going to be based on location, distance. So you have to decide what you want your business model to be as far as what you're going to charge for all those different services. So research your area. I have a budget. A lot of times I go over my budget, during the month, because if business is busier one month or 1 week than the other, then your budget is going to be different. But the key is that make sure you are budgeting the cost of your maintenance and transportation into what your notary fees are going to be. And so that's very important. If you don't do that, you're going to lose out. And so you're not going to be profitable in your business if you don't make sure you do that. And like I mentioned earlier, that's where training comes into play, because then we let you know how to charge your services and all of that. So you got to know, it's very important that you know how to maintain good records for that, and also how to charge for the services, factoring in your transportation costs.
Mm-hmm. And along with that, for the keeping account of your records and everything, I'm going to recommend Notary Gadget is what we all use. Angela, I think, has her own system. I'm not sure, but I know Alexis and I use it. And it gives you a way to keep account of your general notary work, your loan signing work, your ink fingerprinting, your proctoring, all of that. You can create different entries for it. And they give you the first 15 signings for free. And again, I do have an affiliate link, but of course, over at notaryeducatorsllc.com. So check that out too, okay, as far as keeping up with those expenses. And to Angela's point, you got to know those expenses, because that's going to help you factor that pricing. And if you don't know how to price, I do have the pricing book that I wrote that help give you some things to think about. And it's called Pricing Your Notary Services. Let's talk about the money. And then also in each session with Alexis and Angela, the classes that are being offered for July, we actually talk about the pricing for your specific state. Okay, we get into the pricing, especially that general notary work. So we're all pretty big on general notary work over here, not just loan signings, but we teach you how to do everything. Apostilles, loan signings, ink fingerprinting, you name it, we got you covered. Okay. So let's recap it in a nice bow for everybody, and then we will get your questions, okay? So the top 5 things that we recommended tonight to get started are your commission, your notary commission, state specific, may include a background check, your notary supplies. We included the link, notaryeducatorsllc.com. Check under the supply section. Number 3 is your insurance and bond, depending on what state you're in. Marketing and advertising, which is going to be like your Google My Business page, business cards, etc. to get started. And don't forget, number 2 also included training. Okay, we cannot skip training. We have to know what we're doing. Either you're going to self-teach or you're going to let us help you do it the express way, right? Express. It took us years to learn some stuff. We can give it to you in an hour or 2.
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
I was going to say, if you need assistance with figuring out what direction you want to go, because there's so many options, we want to make sure you choose the right thing that you're ready for. Just reach out to us and we'll definitely assist you and get you in the right track to get your business going.
Yep. Contact us at notaryeducatorsllc.com. There's a contact us button. Okay. Mm-hmm. And that we'll get back to you normally the same day. Mm-hmm. If you're unsure. The descriptions for the courses, though, are very succinct and very clear. So you should be able to kind of take your time with the website, play around with it, and see what you think is best for you. Do you prefer live training, self-paced? Okay. Mm-hmm. Which membership program do you need to be in based on what where you are in your notary business? Okay. So number 3, again, was going to be that insurance/bond. Marketing and advertising, we talked about that. And number 5 is going to be transportation expenses, okay? So transportation/accounting method. So that's what we got for you tonight on the notary costs and how to get started, your basic steps. And we will be going back to basics on a lot of the videos and stuff now. There were the lives and everything, because we find a lot of new people have come into the industry. So we're going to go back to basics. And we'll be covering, what is the insurance? What are the supplies? A little bit deeper dive and stuff, okay? So let's get back into our comments. We're going to welcome everyone officially. We won't go back and greet everybody. So we'll say hey to everybody. Welcome, welcome. Angela, we got a heart. Angela is awesome on that, and she's fast and very personable.
Thank you for that.
Appreciate the shout out. Drea is in the actual Notary Business Success Program. Hey. The link is there at NIE. Notary Down South.
Notary Down South.
Hey.
How you doing? Can you be a notary in multiple states? Miss Cherry Pop. That is the cutest name. I love it. Can she be a notary in multiple states? Who wants to take that?
Yes and no. I'll
Yeah.
take it. So you can be a notary in multiple states. First, you need to check your state's guidelines and your state laws. Number one. Number two is in some states, yes, if it's bordering states, and for instance, I'm bordering Alabama, Florida, Tennessee. If I live in Georgia, which I do, and I do business in Alabama, I can have a notary stamp for Georgia because I live in Georgia, and I can have a notary stamp for Alabama because I work in Alabama. But I can't use my Georgia stamp in Alabama, and I can't use my Alabama stamp in Georgia. So you can, under those circumstances, in my state, but you have to use them in the reciprocal states that you have the notary stamp in. So that's why the answer is yes and no. But check your notary handbook to see if your state allows that.
And we have a, let's see, I don't think it's here in the chat. Nope. So I have a side question from someone that's in one of the mentor programs. I'm just going to go ahead and ask it here, and then I'll go back and answer it officially for the mentor program. But the question is, I tuned into the live with the trainers right now. Angela's talking about transportation. That's one of my concerns because they're in Nevada. The travel fees are limited. They don't know how they're going to make money with general notary unless they do loan signing. And that is correct. A couple of the states do have very, very tight restrictions on how and if you can charge anything. So for those states, we highly recommend that you focus on loan signing, also on apostille work, because that's not regulated by the state. And then also you want to do a little homework and see if there's a workaround, because like in the state of North Carolina, they are able to charge more if they're going out as a notary under their LLC versus just going out as John Smith. So there may be a workaround in your state. That's why we always say you have to rely on your state, not just all of your information from us even, because we're not in every state. We train all 50 states, and you too must know how to notarize for all 50, how to notarize documents that may come from all 50. Let me rephrase that. But as far as the nuts and bolts, sometimes we have to push back for you to actually look at your handbook. And sometimes we can give you a workaround, like I said, depending on what state you're in. But at the end of the day, whatever your state handbook says, that is the law. So for some of you, it may mean you're not doing general notary work. For other people, that may be your bread and butter. So every state, every notary is going to be completely different. Okay. Very good. Next, we have
Learning.
Where are we?
Is that the next one? Learning is winning with do we keep up with mileage?
Yes. You want to answer that one? Who had the next question? Do we keep up with the mileage?
Yeah, I can answer it. So yes, we should be keeping up with our mileage. Definitely for tax purposes, so for tax write-off. And then I would say too, like Angela was saying, budgeting. So you can know, how your gas tank is, etc. Sometimes that helps when you're factoring in your bills. And so forth, but definitely keep up with that mileage for tax purposes. Big one. I know with why am I losing my train of thought? It's called Notary Gadget. With Notary Gadget, you can put in the mileage, like where you, the location where you went to, and it'll take it from your like home location or your office location. And at the end, when you print up your reports for tax time, it'll factor everything up for you. You don't have to do anything. So if you go ahead at the end of your day or at the end of your week, however your whatever's best for you and your system and your business, you go ahead and put everything in. When it comes tax time, all you have to do is push a button, print report, and you have everything you need as far as mileage, how much money you made, etc. So definitely keep up with your mileage for a lot of different reasons. That big one being tax write-offs.
And I want to add to that too. Not only do you want to keep up with your mileage, but you also want to keep up with the number of stamps in your journal. The number of stamps when you're notarizing. So you have 4 notary stamps that you had to stamp for someone, 4 different documents, 4 stamps. Boom, 2, 3, 4. Right. Write that in your journal, because notaries, we are exempt from a certain part of tax, self-employment tax, when it comes to the notarization piece that is not taxable. So I'm not a tax professional, but I just want you to know that such a thing exists. So you also want to keep a track of that, because sometimes I don't. And Jeffrey's like, did you write down how many stamps? I'm like, no. So you want to keep up with the number of stamps also, in addition to your mileage. An excellent way, again, is going to be Notary Gadget, because it actually separates your stamps for you. At the end of the year, you pull a report, and then you take that to your tax professional, and it's already separated. And some tax professionals do not know about the exemption for us as notaries. So you have to kind of let them know that. They don't even know that it exists. Okay. Next. Are there notary apps we should focus on? Yes. I have a whole video about that. And we just talked about that in the mentor program too. And I uploaded a video from YouTube. Actually, we talked about that in the more advanced one too. So we just talked about that in both mentor sessions. I uploaded videos. But anyway, we could give you a few here. One app that I recommend is, I think they changed it too. Cash Receipt app to give receipts is one of them. Notary Gadget, we talked about that. What other app would you each recommend? Maybe we can give her one. And then I do have a video here on the channel also about recommended apps.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I only have Cash Receipts on that one.
Well, when you think about collecting your money too, I got Cash App. I got
oh, you mean for collecting money?
Well, those are just different apps. When we went over it in the session, we covered everything. It was really amazing, because some of the notaries had gave us some ideas on apps that they use too. So, I mean, honestly, we could be here all night with the apps, but because like I said, go ahead, Alexis.
I truly recommend Square, because Square, you don't have to have a separate cash receipt. You can put cash inside of Square and give them a receipt, and it'll tally up everything, kind of just like a Notary Gadget. It'll tally up your money and everything, so you can use your cash. Like, let's say somebody Zelles your business account, you can click cash, put in the amount, and then you can text or email them a receipt. So Square is my favorite.
Mine too.
Yeah.
The thing about it is that you just want to make sure that you got enough where, if however someone wants to pay you, you make it easy for your customer.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so it's a lot of different ways you can go about doing that. So the point is that, again, we went over that in sessions, and then there's a video here on the channel. I have about 7 apps that I use. Google My Business is an app, so we cover everything you need for your business. So like I said, it's more than quite a few, but we gave you a nice amount to get started with. Okay. Where are we?
Serena says, thank you, ladies, for sharing your knowledge.
Yeah.
Says, hi, everyone. Can you transfer your license to another state?
No transferring. You have to reapply in each state. And it's not called a license, technically, guys. It's called a commission. We're not licensed. We're commissioned. Right. So people will know if you know what you know if you use the word, I'm licensed. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
You're commissioned. And it's so funny. Actually, on my car magnet, I believe it says licensed notary. And that's cool, because the company that created created it, they don't know. And it's not a big deal if you say that. Can I go back to the question I had from the person that's a part of the mentorship program too? Or the statement about them being in Nevada, because I want to clarify this. Even though you may not be able to do general notary work and make a huge profit, you still need to know the foundation of properly notarizing documents, because that is your whole business. And now my new phrase is, you have no business doing business if you don't know how to notarize. Okay? You don't.
Nope.
You have no business if you don't know how to notarize, and you have no business doing business if you don't know how to notarize.
That's right.
Okay? So let's be clear. That's still the foundation of anything. You cannot be a great apostille agent if you don't know how to notarize. Okay. It's not required that you be a notary, but you cannot be a great agent if you don't know how to properly notarize. Because if it's not done correctly, then your document's going to get rejected. And a lot of times they may have went to another notary for one piece, then they come to you for another piece of the transaction. So you need to know how to do the whole thing and put it together. Okay. So what else do we have? What other questions do we have? We can hang out a few more minutes. Make sure we can answer as many questions as you may have. For next week, we need to confirm what our schedules will be, if it'll be Sunday or Monday. Do everyone on the panel live in Georgia? Yes, we all live in Georgia. But Queen, as I always say, know how to notarize. All of our documents do not come from Georgia. Matter of fact, the majority of them do not.
Right.
The documents come from Florida, California, everywhere. So your documents are international, because we do international. We do apostilles, all of us. So
and
our documents come from Panama.
I've had documents that I've had to notarize that were from Africa. They were not apostilles. Africa, Jamaica, St. Lucia. Yep. I've had documents from Puerto Rico, which is part of the United States, but I've had documents from all different kind of places.
Yep. So that's how we teach you how to notarize any document, including a piece of toilet paper. If you missed the video, go back and check it out. I actually recorded that video finally. So you can even notarize a piece of toilet paper, and that's not from your state. Well, every state got toilet paper. Every state has toilet paper. Any additional questions before we start wrapping up?
And Joanne says, does Google Voice have a slow response time? Personally, Joanne, I've been using Google Voice for 4 years now, and I haven't had like that much of a slow response time. I'm trying to think what has happened, but I really can't, honestly. It's pretty okay. The only thing I do have, actually, some documents, like when someone tries to send me a document, like I know on iPhone, you can actually send somebody a PDF file via iMessage. But for whatever reason, if they try to send me a document through Google Voice, it does not come through. So I always have to tell them, hey, send me your email address. That's probably the only bad thing that I could say about Google Voice. But other than that, it's been working perfectly fine for me.
Me too. It's been working great.
I use Google Voice too. And one thing I love about Google Voice is actually that, so if you miss a call, because like I missed one while we were here, a client was trying to reach out to me, it'll actually send me an email message.
Yep.
And a transcribed message rather. So if they left a voicemail, it'll send it to you in an email form. So I actually love Google Voice. And it's free.
Right.
Free is good.
Yeah. What app do you use for your business phone number? Google Voice.
Yeah, we all use
Google Voice is what I use. Daisy says, Kimmi, is the book for Connecticut? It's not that complicated. The latest one you have. Yes, those books do not need to be updated. So it's state specific. Yes, Connecticut is good to go. I am new and looking to learn it first before starting. Yes. And this is what I'm telling my people in my success program, my coaching success program. As I'm teaching them, they're going through the classes, right? I have all the online courses for free. They can start, right? They don't have to wait until I teach something. They can learn what I've already pre-recorded. And then as we get to sessions and they can drop it into the chat, what they need. So what I'm recommending that they do, and we're going to have a deeper conversation about this tomorrow night is our next session. We're going to, as they're continuing to notarize, I want them to have their supplies. I want them to start doing their Google page because they don't have to wait till we finish, every session or every anything in order to get started. But you need to have a basic foundation before you get started. So it doesn't have to be that you do every single thing, but sounds like you're just starting out, Daisy. So yeah, I'm going to recommend you get the book and read that over. It's a very quick read. Going to take you step by step how to start that business. Okay. Very good. All right. What else do we have? Anything else before we start wrapping up? Ladies, anything you want to add while we wait for a couple more comments?
What was I going to say? Oh, I was going to just add the piece that kind of going back to Queen. So, yeah, we all are in Georgia, but everything that we do, everything that you find on our website, it is meant for everybody, all 50 states. We have literally helped so many people across the country. I have people in California. We're cool now because they came through Notary Educators.
Right.
Upstate New York. I mean, we have people everywhere, literally Florida, Texas. I mean,
I'll tell this quick story, Alexis. I already told Kim, actually. I was looking for a notary in New York, actually, and to help me, assist me with an apostille. And I finally got someone, and we were just talking, and, I said, my name is Angela. I'm in Georgia. And she says, Angela with Notary Educators? She said, I thought that was your voice. So
Yeah.
she's like, so we train people in all states, and we train people in so many different states.
Yeah.
So it's not just for Georgia, it's for all states.
And don't forget to join our free Facebook group. If you're not a part of that, Notary Educators has a Facebook group that's open to the public. Now, our group chats that we've been referring to, those are strictly for the 2 mentorship programs. But other than that, you can definitely join the Facebook group. We do try to get in there. Sometimes it's complicated that we can't, because we know we're actually working also and working the mentor program. But those comments first. But there are seasoned notaries in there that don't mind helping you also, okay? Let's see here. Lauren says the only downside to Google Voice is robocall sometimes. And Lauren also said, nice presentation, ladies. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you, Lauren.
Yeah, the robocalls, the spam calls are becoming a little bit more than when I first started using it, quite frankly. But I'm getting those on my regular number more than I used to.
I actually don't get any robocalls on my Google Voice.
I get a bunch.
Nope.
On my
Well, I get a bunch on my other phone, on other phone.
Yeah, my personal.
Yeah,
Google,
so it's actually getting kind of bad. What you say, Alexis?
I'm saying Google, I get more like business. I don't know if they're fake calls or what, but people trying to do stuff with the website, or they're trying to say, hey, you're a business, you need this, and that, like, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. I don't get fake calls, but on my cell phone, I do get, it's kind of bad nowadays with the fake calls. They saying all types of things, but Google Voice has been fine. That's crazy. I can complain.
Thank you, Suzanne. Suzanne is part of the mentor program. She's part of my business success coaching program. Thank you so much. I appreciate the kudos. And yeah, just read the reviews. I'm asking the students to leave reviews. I typically forget that. And it's so funny because I'm like, ask your people for reviews. I'm like, I need to ask y'all for reviews too. So if you've taken any product with us and have not left a review, please leave a review, because it does help people to see that, you know, the product is good, that they will learn what they need, and that we are, you know, really interested in helping them to grow their business. So let's give y'all a little update on each of us right quick, and then we'll wrap it up. Who wants to go first?
I can go first.
All right.
So I have been really busy with school and the mentorship program and my notary business. Business has been good, very good. I mean, phone ringing nonstop. I don't know. I think it's because it's back to school, maybe. I know back to school, it always picks up. I get a lot of back to school stuff, but business has been good. It looks like a lot of people are wanting apostilles for some reason, which is amazing. No complaints there. But yeah, that's been my life. Those 3 things have been taken over. Yeah, that's really been it. So hopefully we get to see more of each other going forward.
Right. And I'm like Alexis, fortunately, my business has been really busy, but I attribute that to doing everything. I recently, probably about 6 months ago, added virtual assistant to my business, and that has been really good. But notaries has been slower than other parts, but my apostille business this summer has been really great. I get calls all the time with apostilles, and most of them, I have to say, are referred from other customers that have done apostilles with me. I did one Saturday. And the lady, you know, she was like, she lives in Saudi Arabia, and she was like, I have so many friends that need this service and they don't have anybody. She said, I'm going to definitely give you your phone number. So I get that a lot, and that I attribute to my customer service with my customers. But I've been really busy, you know, with that. Fortunately, trying to organize my office, because it is a mess. And if my office is a mess, my business is a mess. And so I've been really trying to streamline my business, separate everything to be organized. I've been working on that a lot. Just working on my business and trying to make it better. But I have been really busy.
I too have been doing a lot more apostilles. I shared with you all in some lives last week that I had my first federal apostille. So I was blowing up Angela's phone
while I was on vacation.
I'm like, I don't care where she at. I got to get this answer to this question. I was like calling everybody. I'm like, hey, how you do such and such? So I'm typically a level 1 when it comes to apostilles. It's like 3 levels we like to call it around here. I'm typically a level 1. This is my first level 3. And I completed it. It was a lot of phone calls. I called Alexis too. I was like, girl, what about such and such? And she was like, the same thing we would probably tell y'all, call the SOS, so Secretary of State. So I called the Secretary of State. They gave me my answers. And so it was a total of 6 documents. That was my first major one like that too. I ain't gonna lie, y'all, the money was right. The money was right.
The money is right.
Was right.
That's good.
And I ended up kind of shortchanging myself because the person had a trust package they got done too. And I ain't really charge them for that. But I made enough on the other one where I was like, okay, cool, whatever. That's another story for another day. So anyway, so I've been doing more apostilles. I have another little story about that too, but I'm going to tell y'all another day about that one too. About why I think I was getting so many. I'm going to tell y'all about that. And then also, so that was my first federal one. Of course, I've been working on the new success program, the new coaching program, which has been going amazing. I've been working on that. My general notary work, unlike the other ladies, has been booming. Let me say I got something to do on a Saturday. Everybody started calling me.
That's the same thing. That's the same thing. On a Wednesday, I don't plan to work, and it's like before I get out of bed, it's like the phone ring. I'm like, I'm not working today, but I go get it because
that's what I need to say. Yeah, that's what I need to say. So let me put it in the universe. I'm ABC, and the phone is blowing up. So I had a guy the other day really quick. He was a repeat client, and I sent him to somebody else. I was like, because I actually was at a little conference, and I couldn't get to him, and he was blowing up my phone. So I sent him a message. I said, hey, I'll be available after 5. Don't you know at 5:30, he did get me till 5:30. He was like, hey, are you working today? So I went in the car after I was tired from my little conference and went down there and stamped that one paper for him, one document, and got my little money and came on back home. My sister was like, you always working? I'm like, yeah, bills are always clicking around here. Lights, internet, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, plus I enjoy what I do. So
I was just about to say that. I love what I do.
I do. I love it, y'all. I have to turn it off because I felt like I was having a semi something the other day. I think because I hadn't eaten. And I was like, am I overthinking? Am I doing too much thinking, like working my brain too hard? Or was it just that I needed to eat? And Jeff was like, you do nothing but notary all day. That's what you do all day, all night. And then I was like, well, what else am I supposed to do? I don't have no kids. I done lost my mom. I done lost my daddy. I lost my sister. I mean, what else am I supposed to do? Okay.
Sit down and have a glass of wine and relax.
I guess I could try that. Ain't nothing on TV. I usually have my little TV shows. Everything is off because of the Olympics. So I've just been in overdrive creating. That's what I do. I create. So that's my out. So anyway, that's all I got for you. So we've been actively still working in our businesses. Again, kind of focusing more on the mentor program, but we will be coming back doing these lives. That is definitely part of it. I promised that last month. And then last month was just really crazy. So we're going to really try to get back on track with our weekly sessions here with you all too. Okay. So who is this calling me? Okay. Anyway, I got to come back to them. So anyway, sorry about the distraction there. So what else we got? Queen says, I'm new as well and inquiring, is it realistic to do this full time? So yes, it is. It is full time. So I'll tell you now, I do it full time and my husband does it full time. Don't forget now we actually do training pieces also. But even prior to that, our actual notary business was such that he was able to, go ahead and we make that leap. I'm going to give you a couple tips regarding that. Now let Angela and Alexis speak to their personal experience. But if you want to do this full time, Queen, you got to be about it. And this is something that I'm still kind of sometimes, I don't know what word to put there, but uneasy because every day I got to start over. I'm not waiting on a paycheck on the 1st and the 15th. No more. I would know if I went to work, I'm going to get a check on the 15th. I'm not going to get that anymore. So I know I have to wake up and I have to be ready to answer my telephone. Most days, I know that I work till 8:00 at night, going wherever, going to Atlanta if I have to, going wherever to get the business. So if you're really ready to be about it, you can definitely do it full time. Back to something Angela said earlier, and then I'll let them chime in, is I do everything too. I do loan signings. I do general notary work. I do ink fingerprinting. I do apostilles. Took me a while to get on that train, but I do them. I do proctor. I do whatever. I have a video 19 ways. So I actually do whatever to make my business work. And my husband do too. And we go out there and get it. I mean, we have no choice. Sometimes if I can't go out, I'm sending him. You know, when my nephew was here, I'd have him do some notarizations. My sister even talking about becoming a notary, my other sister. So, I mean, we don't play about the business. We can't afford to. This is what we do.
Because I don't want to say made, but I strongly encourage my daughter to become a notary. And she is a notary. So if I'm extra busy, especially if it's closer to where she is, I'm like, go do this job. You know, I trained her and she'll do it. I've also had to convince her to keep her notary bag in her car. So I know Mondays and Tuesdays that she's not that busy with her business. So if I'm busy, I'll have her do it. And so we work together on those days. But other than that, like Kim said, I'm doing it every day.
Yeah, and kind of going back a little bit, I know this morning I was so tired. I was not feeling well, and I was just trying to rest because I was not feeling well. And I mean, my phone kept ringing. If it wasn't family, friends, it was the notary business. And guess what? Every time it rang, I answered the phone. Kimmi, she called me and was like, "You okay?" But it doesn't matter because guess what? I shake as soon as I see what it is. I shake off that sleepy sound. I'm like,
I do the same thing.
You know,
what is that? Not that sleepy sound.
I'm so serious.
It's funny you say that, Alexis, because I have like a thermos or something by my bed. And if that phone be ringing at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'd be like, but then
yeah. I mean, you gotta answer the phone. I'm doing this full time, so you gotta answer the phone. And this past weekend, well, honestly, almost every weekend, but the UPS right here by me does not have a notary in. So I literally get so many phone calls.
Well, you're fortunate they don't have a notary.
Yes, it's been like that for quite a minute too. I would say a couple years. But this past weekend, and this past weekend I had went up there on one job, and as I was pulling out the driveway, a guy called me, and I was like, "Well, where are you located?" He was like, "I'm right here." I was like, "Oh, I'm going up there now." I pulled up and knocked out 3 people that was all was wanting a notary at the UPS. So you have to answer that phone. Each one called me. I don't know if they overheard each other talk on the phone, or they just hurry up, put in Google notary near me or whatever. But if I would have missed that phone call, I wouldn't have had, that was a lot of money in a very short, within 20, 30 minutes, really 20, 25 minutes.
Right.
So,
and always take your bag with you is another tip. So y'all heard it here first. Get that sleepiness out your voice. Answer that telephone. Have your notary bag with you.
Because me and Kim were remember me and you were together one time, me, you and Jeffrey actually, and you had left your notary bag in the other car, and I had my notary bag. She's like, "Well, come on, we bringing your notary bag."
Okay.
Somebody got to have a notary bag. And we was at dinner, actually. We was at a Mexican restaurant. And I was like, "Girl, you got your bag?"
I'm like, "It's right here."
We're going to go get that money. Okay, we're going to go get the paper. What they say, the paper, the bag, whatever you want to call it, we're going to get it. So that's what full-time notaries do, though. That's what full-time notaries do. It's full-time over here. All of us are full-time.
Even if my daughter picked me up, if my friend picked me up, I have one friend, she picks me up. She be like, "You got your notary bag?" Because she know if something happens, even usually it's like on the way when we're almost finished something, like I got a call. She like, "Give me the address." So she's been on calls with me. She's like, "You got your notary bag?" I don't care whose car I'm going in. If it's not mine, I'm getting my notary bag.
That is so true. I never leave home without it. Very rarely. If I don't have mine, Jeffrey got his. We keep a bag. Angela got hers. Okay. Right. But we get these last couple, guys, and we're gonna head out of here. Queen says on your site, which is the best product to purchase and join for fresh beginners? If you're just starting out, I'm gonna recommend a Notary Success program. And that's if you want the coaching. Either if you don't, you could just purchase it for the videos. I've had people doing that. They're like, well, I don't really want the coaching, but I want to watch the videos. That's fine. It's still $39.99, but you're not going to really benefit yourself doing that. I had a couple people felt guilty. It was like, man, I bought it for $39.99, but I don't really want the coaching. That's fine. You can still watch the videos. You don't, that's more than fine. But the really benefit is going to be the coaching piece of it. Right. So I recommend starting with the coaching success business to get started. And then eventually we're going to graduate you to our other mentor program for more established notaries. Okay.
So we got to cover training after you take the notary training.
Yeah. And you got the live training too. Angela's doing a live training for this month. Alexis has some live training going on too. So you have options. Okay. So just kind of play around with the website. Again, the descriptions are very clear as to what you need. Okay. If it's still just not clear, you can do a contact us, but they really are. Tap in says, I'm new here. Just got my notary today. Ordered my embosser and stamp. Just find your videos. Thanks for the information. It is our pleasure. Welcome to the industry. Okay. Wherever we can fit in on your journey, it'd be our pleasure. Martin says, will you guys ever do a video or podcast about being a notary in a small market? I'll let Angela handle that because she's the queen of doing some marketing. And then we'll get ready to start wrapping this up. Okay.
What I recommend for you, Martin, in a small market in Savannah is, and Alexis kind of alluded to it earlier when she was talking about marketing, is that you really have to go out and put yourself or present yourself in front of businesses. Sometimes people don't realize that businesses will need notaries. So you go to your businesses, you go to your UPS stores, you go to all of those places. And wherever you are, when I'm at the gas station, I'm talking to the person next to me. And the reason for me starting a conversation is because before I leave, I'm going to give them my business cards. I gave the business card to a lady in the parking lot in FedEx. It was weeks later. She said, oh, I bet you at the parking lot and you gave me your business card. I need a notary. So everywhere you go, Martin, businesses, you can go to, attorneys' offices to see if they need offsite notaries, but businesses need notaries. You have Subways. Just because they run a business, that does not mean that they're not going to need a notary in the future. So I would recommend that you go and just placing yourself in front of people in Savannah. And I went to T-Mobile recently, and the girl said, oh, somebody was just in here asking for a notary the other day. So people need notaries. So just make yourself visible in front of people. And they, just like that situation, may say, oh, I need a notary. The person may say, oh, I have a notary for you. So just market yourself throughout not just your neighborhood, but your area.
And Savannah is not a small market. I cannot imagine it being small. I think you might need to first know what you're doing. I'm going to just throw that out there because I find that sometimes we cannot even market effectively or do the other things that we need to do because we really don't have a good foundation. And that's not just necessarily you because we haven't even spoken yet. But when I hear that kind of verbiage, those kind of words that let me know, hey, you may not be fully even ready to be out there marketing anything.
Yeah, we do that in our training, our notary training. When you take the training, and also when you go to the coaching part of it, then you talk to Kim or give your ideas, and you continue to work on that aspect of your business.
Okay. Last couple, we'll get out of here. Alexis and Lauren talking about not the sleepy sound.
Take off the sleepy sound.
Fortuna said, what's in your notary bag? So we got several videos about that. We just did a deep dive into the notary bag in the coaching program too, just the other day, because it's really important. But just a couple things we'll give you is those basic supplies we already mentioned, your notary journal, ink pens, blue and black, your notary stamps, extra acknowledgments, and I do have several videos here on the channel too that you can go back and check out. Okay. Enjoyed you ladies. Thank you, Notary Down South. Lauren says I keep a stamp at home plus a bag and plus one in a bag in my car just in case. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I got two. I got three stamps too.
Two stamps.
Yeah. So guys, we're gonna wrap it up. But as always, on behalf of Notary Educators, Notary Life with Kimmi, it's been our pleasure. We'll see you in one of the mentorship programs or somewhere in the notary space, okay? Until next time, much success.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Have a good week. Thank you again for listening to the Notary Life with Kimmi podcast. We would love to be a part of your notary journey. Please visit us at notaryeducatorsllc.com for all of your notary training needs. Also, please feel free to join the Notary Life with Kimmi YouTube channel, where Kimmi has over 400 videos that will help you to grow and build a successful notary business. Until the next episode, we wish you much success on your journey. Bye.